So guys, let's study the guard. So we're looking at retaining the spider, the lasso, and the De La Hiva guard. I think what's really important when you're learning how to play guard is not being too stubborn about playing a particular guard and actually being able to interchange the guards together so that you have a multi-layered guard that somebody has to attack and think about different levels of how to get through your guard. When we're working spider guard, I like to always start with a double sleeve. I think it's a really strong guard. When someone can't use their hands to base and when they can't use their hands to protect themselves, you already are at an advantage. So let's just look at how to set up the spider guard. First, we're gonna look at closed guard. It's a really good base to start in. Most of you are gonna start sparring from closed guard or situational training from closed guard. And I think it's a really easy way to set up the spider. So we'll look at a couple alternatives of how to get to the spider guard first, and then how to retain it once we're there. So we can just get Carol on top here. So from the closed guard, let's just angle off this side a little bit. So from the closed guard, to get spider, I want to have both sleeves. And there's a couple ways I can work this. I can either have a sleeve, a pant and the sleeve, but I'm gonna go both sleeves right now. So with the clothes, I'm always trying to maintain pulling her posture down, but the spider actually works really nicely when someone's not willing to come down and they're being super postured up. If Carol's doing a good job of being on top, then there's gonna be a little tiny space right here. Even though her elbows are in, she has to cover a lot of my body with her arms. So what I like to do is actually bring my knee one at a time behind her tricep and just sneak it in between the tricep and the rib. And then I'm gonna open my knee up. So see how she kind of angles off? So I'm starting with one because I don't wanna bring both of my knees out like this and then have her sprawl out and start getting rid of my legs. This is not a good position for me. So I think a lot of people teach the spider like this. This is how we're gonna start, but I like to go one at a time and keep this leg that is in the closed guard actually pinching the back so that when I bring this one in, there's some tension here. And she feels like there's tension. Also already, she is kind of seeing that I'm putting one hand behind for maybe an armbar or a triangle attack. So she's immediately gonna start defending. So as she starts standing up, I can either bring my knee inside, but more often than not, it's actually gonna be like this first, okay? She's probably gonna try and anchor, so you break any grips that are there, and we come in to the spider. Okay, so let's just look at that one more time. So we're starting in closed guard. I have both sleeves. I'm going to pinch this leg on her back, her calf to her hip, and I'm gonna bring my knee in between her rib and tricep and open right here, okay? Most of the time the person has their hands gripping the belt or the lapel. So it's gonna be maybe a little bit of a tension or a break here on this grip for them as I open up. Now, as she's gonna start moving, I can either bring my knee inside and lace, or I can bring my leg outside and hold onto the outside like this. You'll notice that this foot, the left foot, is on the hip until I have my right foot situated for a spider, either on the outside or inside. So let's just rewind one more time. So here, pinching with the right leg, pushing open with the left. As she stands up, I keep my foot attached to her hip as I bring this knee inside to set my spider. Now I can push her away with the hip, and I can open this spider to then set my second hook. And as you can see, I'm already on my side. I don't want to be playing spider guard on my back with my knees both bent like this. This is just a good passing position for Carol. Yeah, she pulls my legs away, and I can't control very much. So I want to be on the side, okay? This is sometimes a difficult position to be in and to maintain because this person on top is looking to staple my straight leg to the mat and break the grip. So a lot of times I'm going to have to use this hook if she gets here, because right now we need to be mobile, we need to be moving through the guard. As soon as this happens, and she breaks this, I need to be putting my hook inside or my foot on the shoulder to reset this. Okay, so let's just do that side to side. We're gonna go one right here, foot on the shoulder. Okay, circle my leg back inside, foot on the bicep, other foot on the bicep. Okay, so here, boom, she breaks, foot on the shoulder, bicep, open. And you'll notice too, Kara, if you just want to take 2 knees. When I'm doing a spider guard, I'm opening her elbows like this, away from her body, so that I can pull the weight on top of me, okay? Or I can go side to side. This tension that's going across needs to be there, or she's just gonna push my feet together, my knees together, and she's gonna work to pass, okay? So my knees are open, my feet are open, and I'm using tension in her shoulders to her elbows to keep her kind of hung up on my spider guard. So I found that very inexperienced people, they end up kind of standing over top of you and putting their weight on you in this situation. These sweeps and the off balances are pretty easy from here. You're just gonna do like an over the shoulder roll. Okay, so when someone is putting weight on you in the spider guard, don't be afraid to just keep pulling your feet overhead. This is a really bad answer to the spider guard. Most experienced people are gonna step back and they're gonna work to throw one of your hooks by. So yeah, same thing. I need to use the leg that they're throwing off to block, because she wants to throw this foot by and come to the side here, right? To keep going. And she hopes that this isn't here, right? So I like to keep both if I can, but usually come back in the heat of things. She's gonna throw this off, boom. And Carol's really good. She circles her hand inside on my other hook. So it's really important. So just slow motion, Carol. So we're here, circles her hand inside, and then is gonna throw this by. So I no longer have my spider hook on the left side. So I need to catch her frame on the way out so I can reset and get my guard back, okay? So there's a few drills that I want you to do here. One being, if she straightens one of my legs out and pushes the hook off this way, I kick my leg across to the shoulder and then set my hook back inside, either foot on the hip or foot back inside, and resetting my angle, okay? The second, let's say that she's circling in and throwing by, foot on the bicep, replacing, and back out. Okay, so one more look. She gets me off to one side, foot on the bicep, spider hook inside, opening this up. I like to go like this first, get her away from me before I open back up. Or circle hand in, throw by, I catch with this foot, step on, and open back up. Okay, so that's a couple ways that you can maintain the spider guard when things are getting a little bit hectic. I think it's super important to trust in your hook, even if you just have one left. One more. Let's say that she got rid of this hook and she's still coming to this side. You need to trust that this hook that's up, this hook that's still attached, has a lot of power to push her away. Okay, so even as she's coming by, if she doesn't get rid of this spider hook, she's in trouble. There's things I can do to keep pulling her over. All right, so it's not all lost. You can use, let's say she's coming around and she's really coming down on me hard here. I can use my other foot on the back of the bicep to step down and reset. Or I can use my foot, my spare foot on the hips and push her away to reset. Okay, so when you're practicing spider guard, you have to be aware of how good your hooks are. Like if I still have that hook left and I have something to salvage, I need to try and do that. But for the most part, people are going to try and ditch both hooks. You need to be able to frame against them and reset your hook so that you can go back to the spider guard, which is a really good competitive guard, I think.
Yeah, a lot of guard practitioners can have trouble with this guard if somebody's super good because we don't have our hands, right? So when I am looking to pass the guard, which we see in the later videos, I need to use my hands to be breaking off any hooks or to be putting pressure on the hips, pushing down the legs, controlling the legs basically. But when I don't have my hands, that completely nullifies a lot of my guard passing, disengaging first steps.
Yeah,
which is why the spider guard can be so good if somebody's really good at it, like what Rebecca is doing right now.
Yeah, it's basically pummeling. So you're using a system to pummel your feet back inside and get back to the spider hooks in a way that you can retain an attack off balance and sweep your opponent. The spider guard is something that you have to be really patient with. I think it's really easy to mess up, and until you have a good foundation of what things should feel like and how it feels against different people and levels and weight classes, you'll have a better understanding of how to use it. But you kind of have to be stubborn isn't the right word, but you have to be focused on using the spider guard and getting to know where your strengths and weaknesses are inside of that guard. I think a lot of people avoid guards that they're not good at because they're just not willing to be not good at it for a while. But if you stick at it and you focus on these little things that I showed you, really will help you hang out longer in the position so you have more time to feel what the position's about and see where you can capitalize it.